The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
We're back!
Yeah, it took us long enough.
What's this us crap, white man? Welcome to the Three Rails Metro Hockey
Watch it!
Whoa, already. We're not even a minute in and the Bible's out.
Welcome to the Three Rails Metro Hockey Podcast, a no credentials required podcast. We are proudly presented. We're not sure for how long.
Hold on,
Five
hold
million
on.
sports.
Word.
Flip it. Flip
Yeah,
it.
flip.
Flip it. Don't turn heel on me already.
Hey, look, it's in the signature. He'll turn incoming. Come on.
Don't turn heel.
It's
Don't.
there.
Don't. Flip
Anyway,
me.
we are
You
proudly
little-
presented by Belly Up Sports. My name is Red McCarthy, and with me are Staniel Smooth and Brian Germanaro. I gotta flip these around. There we go.
Thank you.
Much
That's
better.
better.
That's much better.
Jeez.
It looked
I gotta
weird.
Yeah.
Well,
I gotta shower after
entered
that.
differently. You guys entered at like almost differently. Anyway.
Anyway,
It's been a month and a half and change since we last recorded a podcast episode of the Three Rails Metro Hockey Podcast. I've been working on my certification from Cornell University. I know I'm still fighting in regards to a grade, but I'm on my way to my certification in craft brewing. So
hey.
There we go.
There you go.
cheers, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. I'm drinking Alter Ego by Treehouse Brewing Company. It's my last one. We've got to catch up on our teams, how they've done the last 7 weeks. We got to talk about the wild card situation, which is still wild. Catch up on the Four Nations, break it down a little bit. We talked about it a little bit last week on the OG show of No Credentials Required, but we're also going to talk about OV Goal Watch. Nope, wrong one. Hang
Wrong
on.
one.
OV Gold Watch 2025.
Those Screaming Eagle jerseys are beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Mhm.
They are.
So besides that, Ryan, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. I got my certification is over and a lot more relaxed now. A
Yeah.
lot more at peace in regards
kidding.
to my outside of work stuff. But now I can go back to focus on the podcast. And one thing I kind of want to do with No Credentials Required now, I kind of want to do a beer review.
Ooh, there you
and
go.
I got I was in New Jersey a couple weeks ago. I got from Hackensack Brewing Company. I got Oh the Pain double IPA. I still have to try it.
Oh, I have a beer suggestion for you. Blue Point Brewing Company.
Yes, I know who they are, and they're delightful. I love their
Delightful
pinstripe
beer.
Pinstripe Pilsner. Yes.
Yes. Brian, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great.
Wait, who's
Want
the
to
host
see-
here?
What?
Who's the host here?
I don't know.
Fun.
Anyway, guys, Brian, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Just got back from a trip to go see some friends from college. Doing well.
Nice.
I was up
Very
in your
nice
neck of the woods there.
Hey, and Staniel Smooth, how are you doing, sir? How's the wedding plans going?
Oh boy, it's been okay. Earlier this week I had a panic attack. The Islanders are doing okay. John Cena turned heel last night, and I got a massage earlier today, and I surprisingly did not get banned from the establishment.
Well, I'm sure there
For
wasn't
you.
any Hidden Valley Ranch dressing involved or
Hey, listen.
maybe this is my heel turn season. I'm embracing my shadow.
Listen.
Yeah.
John Cena sucks. That's coming back.
Can
I
we
can't
have the
wait.
Doctor of Thugonomics theme back, please? That was phenomenal.
So I got my buddy Drew Willingham sent me a video yesterday of My Time Is Now to 50 Cents in the club as a sample music.
That works. That
Yeah.
works. Already can tell that works.
Yeah, it was great. I'll have to send it to you guys later. But before we get into everything, just gotta remind you to follow No Credentials Required on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and also check out our other podcasts and articles on bellyupsports.com. On the podcast side, subscribe to the podcast wherever you find podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, iHeart, TuneIn, and Pandora. And also, please don't forget to hit that notification bell on Twitter. I still refuse to call it X. And on YouTube, that way you know when new videos go live or show announcements go up. And Mr. Smooth is holding up something. I gotta.
It is a gator skull.
Totally
How I got
random.
this thing, I don't remember.
Oh, great.
I must have been
random.
really drunk and decided to, hey, have a gator skull.
My buddy got one of those too. Same story.
It is friend. I also have a petrified sand shark behind me too.
Oh,
No, seriously, I'll go get it.
Okay.
It's phenomenal.
Well, he gets his pet shark, his other pet shark.
His other one. Yeah, exactly.
Do.
It's actually really cool. So it freaks people out every time. Look at that.
Oh,
Wow.
that's cool.
It is a petrified baby sand shark.
Baby
Interesting.
sand shark.
I knew that was coming.
Oh yeah, no, he's been here the entire time.
Knew that was coming from a mile away. Anyway, here we
All
go.
right. So, gentlemen,
Content.
it's been 7 weeks since we last recorded, but we need to talk about our team. So let's start right now. Let's go to the island.
I'm prepared, sort of prepared and doing stuff. Anyway, yeah, the Islanders were on a hot streak at some point last month and then decided to just go AWOL. And what did they win? Like 13 of 16 games? Some ridiculous hot streak. And all of a sudden they find themselves still in 7th place in the Metro. I hate
Because
the
everybody-
Eastern Conference.
Because everybody else got hot too.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, so much so that they had to go get a massage or from a shower or something like that. But anyway, rumors around the league is that Brock
Massage
Nelson massage shower?
Massage shower?
Massage shower.
That
You were
sounds
saying-
sounds delightful, like a shower and massage at the same time. It sounds great, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, do I have to go to
I may
Houston
have
to
come
do
up.
that?
I may have something. I may have come up with something. Anywho, go ahead.
Catch that joke I said.
No,
Do I have to go to Houston for that?
no, but you had to go to some shady strip mall somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Where's Robert Kraft when you need him?
Damn.
Oh.
Probably in one.
I'm on a roll today, boys. So there have been rumors around the league that Brock Nelson is the top trade target around the entire league. So much so that the Minnesota Wild are preparing to buy big time for him. And Stefan Rosner, friend of Time to BS, has said, hey, do not be surprised if Nelson, Palmieri, probably Dobson too, get more than what the report is out there for their worth. But before all that, while we were on our 7th week break, the Islanders made 3 big moves. They signed off waivers Adam Boquist from the defending champion Panthers, defenseman, traded for Scott Brnovich from the St. Louis Blues, and signed Tony freaking DeAngelo, who has played great.
Of course he has. Of course he
He's
has.
played great. I saw this guy play like a few times, and I was like, where was this? This is what Dobson thinks he is. By the way, Noah Dobson fell off the face of the map. Also, I have a painting behind me that is, where is it? Brian Trottier behind me. Hey, so I think, but the question here is, do I think the Islanders will sell? No. And the fan base still continues to lose their minds and want Lou fired, want Patrick Waugh fired, want John Ledecky to sell the team, want all the coaches fired, all the players traded. And here's the thing. my outstanding argument has been, who are you replacing Lou with? Who are you replacing Patrick Waugh with? If you fire both of them, you are risking, I don't know, being the Anaheim Ducks, essentially.
Rebuild.
Rebuilding.
Rebuild. That's the rebuild. That's the rebuild song. I just made it up just then.
Then we're singing it in New York all season.
Oh, sorry.
Well, first
We'll
of
get
all,
to that.
okay, hold on.
We'll
The
go to the
Rangers
city in
have a
just a moment.
defense here.
Exactly.
The Rangers have a defense here because you guys won the President's Trophy last year.
Yeah.
You won the President's Trophy, and you want to blow this team up. That I don't understand.
That's messed up.
It's very messed up, but it's one of those situations with the Islanders where you go, okay, Lou is 82 years old. Who are you replacing him with down the road? Like, if you do fire him, and if you do fire Patrick Waugh, because they're both gonna get canned,
Yeah.
especially if the season falls off the rails. And I'm not talking on the third rail. I'm talking, hey, puns. I'm just talking like they fall into the East River or into the Long Island Sound, or just they spontaneously combust into 1,000 pieces. Moral of the story here is if they fall apart, like lose their next 30 in a row, you're looking at 5 years of a rebuild. I don't think any Islander fan wants that. If they say that, they're lying between their teeth. And for that case, I will need to slap them in the face with my Bible. And tell them,
there it is.
Tell them, you better swear to God right now, you better not be lying. Anyway, I digress. Moral of the story is, Isles Twitter is a mess. I need to stay off Twitter for months at a time, because this fan base is toxic. Nothing is sacred. The hockey gods show no mercy. Amen.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. What does a rebuild do for like Sorokin? Like, is he someone that gets moved, or are they someone they build around?
Build around him. Here's the thing: whenever the team loses 2 in a row, I see a number of people saying trade everyone but Horvat and Barzell and Sorokin. I'm like, okay,
All right.
so you want to be the Anaheim Ducks? Sure.
The Anaheim Ducks, East Coast Ducks.
Which, here's the thing:
You're wearing orange.
Yeah, he's already transformed. He's already fitting.
This is my pumpkin jersey, okay? Let me have my fun. Anyway, if you look at the rest of the Eastern Conference, they're not in bad shape. Let's be thankful that the entirety of the Eastern Conference, with the exception of Buffalo, is a dogfight.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh.
And to a degree, Pittsburgh. But, like, regardless, 12 of those teams are in a dogfight for the wild card or even the division. Because, Ryan, let's be honest here, we're not catching Washington.
No.
Neither of us.
Nobody's catching Washington.
No one's catching the Capitals at this point. They are too damn good right now. They're like Pekka. He's just too damn good right now. Shout out to the tree. Anyway,
Yeah.
but like, the only hope is that you have to pray to the hockey gods that either Carolina falls apart or both the Hurricanes and Devils, sorry Ryan, fall apart into misery. Columbus catches up with you, and then you pray that the Rangers and the Islanders decide to trade fisticuffs, and one of them gets knocked out. Because whose roster would you take between the Rangers or the Islanders right now? By the way that they are playing, who do you take? No, bias completely aside. Who do you take?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It really is.
Exactly, because the Islanders have 2, kind of 3 good goaltenders. Sorokin, who's one of the 5 best on the planet. Varlamov, who, despite being 40, still pretty good. Marcus Hogberg, who is 6'7" and blocks shots like Ben Bishop in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
And then their defensemen are not half bad. I mean, Pollock, Mayfield, and Pellick, just what happened to them, don't know. But D'Angelo's played good. Romanov's played excellent. Perunovic has played good on the power play too. Adam Boquist has played fine. Dennis Cholofsky, when he was here, has been good too.
He's been decent in Bridgeport.
He's
so
been
far.
decent. He has. He's been decent. And then Scott Mayfield, up until a few weeks ago, was having a great year. A great year. So you have solid depth at defensemen, and then the offense has been Simon Holmstrom. Good God, he's been great. He's been really good. And Horvat's got his 20th. Nelson's been on a roll. Lee's been on the Crimson Chin. Anders Lee has been on a roll. But they have good line combinations to where, okay, if they're not going to score 3 goals a game, that's fine. But they play a certain style to where it's like, okay, if we give up 3 goals but score 5, we're going to win. If we just give Sorokin a chance, we're going to be fine. And they showed it in one of those games. What was it? Winnipeg? They played Winnipeg a couple before the Four Nations break. And I'm scared to death of the Jets, and they played them well. The Islanders played Winnipeg really well. And they had a solid win in Vegas. Solid win in Vegas. Beat Tampa in overtime. Granted, lost 6-3 to Florida, but it's the Panthers. Let's be real here. And then had, a bit of a bad streak. We don't talk about the Rangers and the 5-1 Rangers loss because that was brutal. But for the most part, they've played really, really well. Like, so much so that they're not like, hey, maybe there's a possibility of we trade a Noah Dobson and a first-round pick for Elias Pettersson. Hell, Seth Jones just got traded.
Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Jones got, and his $9 million.
He forced his hand from just basically saying, I don't want to be here. It's like, you've got the A on your jersey. Of course you deserve to be shipped out.
Okay, regardless, you knew that wasn't going to work out the second he signed with Chicago.
No.
Yeah, no.
He went there for the money.
Rebuilding.
He went there for the money. Let's be real here. He wasn't there to win. Anyone that says that, hey, here's the win, you're lying. You're there for the money. Piss off. So, Andrew Ladd, perfect example on numerous occasions. So, I mean, my optimism is at it's there. But we'll see. We'll see where the road takes me, I guess.
Is there any move that will get you to all right, this team is like a lock to the playoffs? Is there a move they can make now, or is it kind of set?
If you're willing to move Dobson for Pettersson, then you do it.
Okay, that'd be like the big fix.
That'd be the big move, but because Dobson has been awful, awful this year. I don't know what his plus minus is, but it's not very good. I don't know. Someone do some real time research on that regard.
His plus minus is -4 right now.
That can't be right.
That's according to Hockey Reference. Yep, -4.
Jesus. I mean, Duclair is minus. I mean, jeez. I mean, Scott Mayfield's a plus 13. So that says a lot. But if you look at their overall statistics, they're not that bad. Like, they're really not. Like, yeah, they're not going to score 8 goals a game, Edmonton. But regardless, like, they're going to be fine. So a majority of Isles Twitter that is losing their dang minds because, oh my God, we lost 2-1 or some crap, or 5-1 against a Rangers team that is up and down the entire year. Whatever. It's not like we've swept the Rangers 3 of the last 5 years.
No.
Exactly. So, Isles Twitter, piss off. Thank you.
I guess that makes us transition over to the city. All right, Brian, what's going on in the city?
It's been an eventful few weeks here in the city. Starting off with the move to bring back JT Miller. I think it's something a lot of people saw coming, mostly because Miller was like, I'm only going to waive my no trade clause if it's to New York. He wanted to go back to New York. So it was pretty much like a Patrick Kane situation, only it's, a little different. It's not an aging veteran. It's a guy that still's got a lot of years left. And now is someone I think the Rangers have to build whatever Chris Drury is thinking right now, because he is trying to change his team's identity, moving away from what it's been the past few years, which is a really good team, a really good regular season team, but just can't get over that final hump, whether it be Tampa Bay or Florida. He's trying to change that into a direction where we're playing more of that physical style of hockey. That's what bringing in, a gamer like JT Miller is, who's going to command that attitude on the bench. Having Vincent Trocheck seemingly look like he's going to be the next captain of the team. He's going to bring that intensity too. And it's going to cause you to see, like we're seeing right now, guys like Ryan Lindgren, who's already been shipped out. Veterans, Riley Smith was held out from today's game. He's most likely going to be traded by tomorrow. I'm hoping. They said the deal's pretty much done. I don't know where he's going or when, but he's pretty much out of here. VC's gone. We're going to see, hopefully, guys like Brendan Hoffman and Brett Berard get, real playing time down in the minors. And not down in, the bottom, part of the line. And that's all good for Rangers fans, because I feel like Rangers fans are fed up with the team in the fact that they quit. And now this is Drury's message to them going, that style of play isn't acceptable anymore. We're moving on. So we're going to see it done in the deadline, but this is going to be something we see over the summer. This team is nowhere close to being done yet. And I think if Drury plays his cards right, this is a team that could go right back to competing in 26, but he has to do it. He has to do it right. He needs to get rid of guys like Chris Kreider, Mika Zibanejad, who's on the record saying he lets public pressure get to him. I'm sorry. If you're in New York, you can't say stuff like that. You just can't.
No, you can't. He'll get eaten up.
You'll get eaten alive by that. And he already has. If hockey media in New York was anything like baseball media or football media, the guy be dragged across the coals right now, and they still be talking about it. They still be front page news. But, hockey gets swept to the background a little bit. But it still doesn't make it any more egregious that a guy that we're paying $8.5 million to is saying stuff like that, on top of the fact that he's been struggling for the past year and a half. All right, if you watch
Kreider
play, no, Zibanejad.
Okay. Sorry, I was assuming Kreider, but
no, Kreider's been up and down this year, but he's a guy I could convince myself to say, because he's actually shown up in the postseason.
Here's the thing with Zibanejad.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have signed him to that second extension in the first place.
No, definitely not. I think the plan all along was to get Eichel, and then when they didn't do that, they're like, all right, I guess our backup plan is just try to make it work with Mika. No, you guys are right.
Sure, that didn't work because Vegas could just buy everyone.
Yeah. Maybe Mika Zibanejad's having a heel turn of his own.
Maybe.
Shaves his head completely. 2009 Randy Orton. Just starts punting people in the face.
Makes a diss track about Chris Drury and his DJ career.
What?
You guys didn't know that? So yeah, Mika Zibanejad is like a Swedish DJ in the offseason.
Was he Swedish Stephen Aoki?
DJ.
No, I know he's Swedish Stephen Aoki. No one gets that reference, I see.
No,
okay,
I got you. I got it.
Thank you. Someone got that, Brian.
Sorry.
Jeez.
God, my bad.
You know what I'm going to do about that?
He's trying to pick up where Avicii left off.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Oh, no.
Rest in peace.
It's supposed to be complimentary, not dark. Okay.
The delivery made it seem dark.
Okay, all right. Fine.
Jeez. It
Anyway,
really did.
Back to hockey.
Get Bruce ready.
Where's Gene Ackman when you need him?
Where's Bruce? Hi, Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
Hi.
Special friends, not food.
So
anyway,
speaking of, I have a funny joke.
All right,
I'm ready for this.
Say it.
So my mother never knew her father growing up. So every now and then my dad quotes that scene from Finding Nemo. It just goes, I never knew my father.
I knew that's where that was going as soon
Wow.
as you said it. I'm like, oh my god, I know exactly where this is going. It's so much worse.
Wow, your dad's a champion.
It gets so no.
Oh god, it gets worse.
My fiance decided we were watching the Super Bowl and she goes like, oh, we played charades at with my mom and well, a few family friends and my aunt and stuff like that. And her father passed away 15 years ago. So one of the questions was impersonate one of your parents. And on cue, without missing a beat, this woman goes,
Oh my god.
without missing a beat, cross-armed, eyes closed, mouth opened.
Wow.
Phenomenal. And I've
Wow.
never
That's
seen-
incredible.
I've never seen my dad laugh harder than that. Jeez. Ryan needs a shower after that.
A massage shower.
A massage shower in
There's some places in the search of kind of you could probably get one.
West Newbury,
Brian-
Massachusetts.
Yes, that's right.
But Brian, somebody gets a bandage out. He's not into it right now.
No,
He's not feeling it.
no, he's not. He's, I mean, he, I think, is a big. I mean, there's a bunch of veterans that kind of quit in this team and kind of quit because they didn't like the way Drury left Barclay Goodrow go and was going to trade Jacob Trouba and then did. But this is our problem with all veterans. Mika's just become the poster boy for it because he's the most obvious guy doing it, and he's
the most outspoken. He's checked out. You can tell them.
exactly. And he's also it hurts when you're making $8.5 million. I know the cap's going to go up, but you're making that much money. We want you to show you actually give a crap about the team. You actually want to play well for them, not just pout and moan that your team isn't like all the fans are mad at me. Yeah, they're mad at you because you're not producing like you once were. You're assigned to be a first line center, and you've been playing third line for a quarter of the season. That's unacceptable. He's only on the first line right now because he's playing the wing. Like, come on, what are we doing here, guys?
What if he shaved his head completely and just went clean shaven?
I'm all for anything, any sort of change to the routine, whether it's a trick, he doesn't lift, he eats a bacon, egg, and cheese for good luck before every game. I don't care. Something that works to get him to start producing again. All right, 'cause I think we all fell in love after that 5-goal game against Montreal all those years ago, and I think Rangers fans are still stuck in that mindset. It's no, this is the president. This is a guy that has to move. I think if he moves, he is like that would be the biggest, shift in the culture is moving on from a guy like Mika who kind of became a poster boy of the Jeff Gorton rebuild and now becomes the Chris Drury rebuild, because that's why this team is rebuilding so fast. These aren't Drury's guys. Most of this team was brought in by Gorton before he was fired because of the whole Tom Wilson incident. So Drury doesn't have any connection with these guys. I think he was in the organization, but he wasn't the guy making the moves. This isn't how he wanted to build his roster. Now he has a chance to do it.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, what does that make Artemi Panarin then?
That
if you really want to rebuild, you trade him.
I'm open to the idea of trading Artemi Panarin.
Really?
Yeah. Just because of the way he's performed the past 3 postseasons. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I love him on the Rangers. He's one of the most fun players to cover. But when he gets to the playoffs, he does not show up at all. His game does not translate.
So
What?
he's the Rangers' Aaron Judge.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Dan. Come on, stay smooth. Come
No,
on.
you're not wrong. You're not
Okay.
wrong.
No,
Okay.
he's 100%.
Thank you.
Now,
I would have said Rangers Lamar Jackson, but we can't do that. So because he also doesn't show up in the playoffs.
that's a good. I mean, that's fair too.
He didn't show up in the first half against Buffalo in the divisional.
He doesn't show up
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah, no, his whole
The
career
Ra-
hasn't
the-
showed up.
The Ravens had the overall #1 seed in 2019. They could not stop the Titans.
No.
Yeah,
Anything.
at home.
At home. #1 defense.
Henry
nothing.
ran all over them. They just couldn't-
Anyway, but that's the point is if if you're seriously considering a rebuild, you trade Panarin.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
I don't think the Rangers are seriously considering a rebuild, but they want to retool the core.
Oh, geez,
It's
they
a
are
reset.
considering a rebuild. Let's be honest here.
It's a reset.
Yeah,
It's a reset, but if it doesn't work, it's going to have to turn into a rebuild.
right.
Then
Yeah, it's
here's
a
what you
dangerous
do.
game he's playing. He is.
You want to
but
cause chaos?
what? What's
Call
doing?
Edmonton.
Uh,
1 for 1, Panarin for Draisaitl. Who says no?
I'll
tell you,
entire
Edmonton.
city of Edmonton.
I was
The
thinking
entire
everything says no to that.
Or
They've
you
seen
could
that
trade
movie-
to,
They've seen
or
that
you
movie
could-
once.
trade to the Kings. The Kings could use his top scoring winger.
It's true.
Yeah.
Even though they're still a good, solid team, they're
Yeah.
boring. They're boring.
Mhm.
So trade Panarin to the Kings. What's the worst you could do? Hey, make up for Jonathan Quick. There you
Yeah.
go. Problem solved. Everyone wins.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, Panarin also only has 2 years left on his deal anyway. So if the Rangers struggle next year, he
Yeah,
might
what
be.
the hell?
He might,
Then trade him.
he might be a name at the deadline.
How am I the voice of reason in this entire thing?
Yeah, aren't you an Islanders fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't I the cynical one? I have the Bible in my hand, for God's sakes. I'm going to turn to Philip Rivers. Fiddlesticks.
Oh,
Does your
Oh,
fiance want to pop out 10 kids?
I was
Philip
thinking
Rivers. Philip Rivers, God bless him.
Good for
because
him.
His kids
sir.
can start a football team of their own.
They
I
true.
mean,
It's true
yeah,
they could.
that's insane.
Jeez.
It's true. It's true they
Jeez.
could.
Isn't there another one on the way? Didn't he announce his wife's
His
pregnant
wife has like an 872 save percentage at this point. That's a good one.
then? That's a great
Look.
one. Oh my
Write that down. So I have gotten the Old Spice whistle, my own meme on a different show.
Hey, he made an appearance during the Super Bowl. He was there.
Ryan is so disappointed. But so
Oh
proud.
well, okay, guys. So they can't start a football. I mean, they could start a football team, but it's probably going to be
Flag football.
flag football
Flag
because
football,
because they have 7 daughters and 3 sons.
No, here's what they need to do. Here's what they should do. They should do
Ooh, or a
Boise,
hockey
what
team.
like Boise
Ooh.
high school football does, where it's like 7-on-7,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like 5-on-5, or it's 6-on-6 or something like that.
I know. I know
I heard 7-on-7.
some Midwest and Northwest states have 7-on-7 football because they don't have enough kids to
Yeah.
pull a full football roster.
Well, so,
The entire
combining
state of North
12 into
Dakota.
one, and there's
Nebraska.
someone to play.
Nebraska is well known for 7-on-7 football.
Which is weird because like
Yeah.
that's a football powerhouse
Right.
back
Well,
in the 90s.
Very
I
long
was
time.
say a
yeah.
once football powerhouse, not much recently, unless Matt Rule can turn it around here.
Nope. Nope. Good luck.
Not
I don't
yet.
know. I have faith. He rebuilt Baylor and Temple. I know it's not,
Please.
there's nothing like Nebraska, but come on, he's
Please.
done it before.
If he does
Twice.
it with Nebraska, I will, I'll do something egregious. I don't know.
Well, now
Whoa,
this is
whoa,
it.
whoa,
Obviously,
whoa,
now
whoa,
this
whoa,
is
whoa,
really
whoa.
messed up.
There
I
we
was-
go.
Flipping it. Gosh. Anyway.
Jeez.
Well, we got to take our network mandated commercial break. When we come back, we'll go to the Garden State. Let's talk about the rest of the NHL.
This show ain't free. Time for
Show
some
ain't-
ads.
Wait for as Sales Smooth would say on his show. Show ain't free. Time for an ad. All right, we'll be right back with more
Yeah.
Three Hockey Podcast.
Let's go.
No Credentials Required podcast on the Belly Up Media Network.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
Where are you? There you are. There's the banner. Raise that banner. Unless you're in San Jose this year.
Or
All right.
Nashville.
Or Nashville. Oh my God, what a disaster that is. Anyway, I'm sure you could probably get yourself a cheap ticket by using SeatGeek. You can save $20 off your first order of $50 or more with promo code BellyUpSports at checkout. Playoffs are heating up. Playoff races heating up in the NHL and to a certain extent the NBA, but we don't care about the NBA.
Look at the ratings. No one does.
Nobody cares.
Relax.
But-
I'll just put in our in-season tournament, making everything better.
Ugh.
Ooh.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Or they'll get a massage bar for LeBron James.
Hang on.
Where
I
is
got
it?
it. I got it. Where are you?
There
look,
it is.
This just in. SeatGeek has terminated our agreement.
Shocking.
Oh.
This long. I'm surprised it
I'm
wasn't
just
sooner.
kidding.
Catfish
I'm just kidding.
included?
We love SeatGeek here at Belly Up Sports.
Oh,
They've
the
been one of
best.
our
Oh.
premier sponsors for a couple of seasons now, and
I felt
it's-
so bad just then.
you should feel bad. Where is it?
What you have done has made God very unhappy.
You're 2 for
Also-
2.
You've also made SeatGeek very unhappy, but NHL playoff race heating up. NBA, yeah, you can do that thing. March Madness. They've even got March Madness tickets on sale. They've got Major League Baseball coming up soon, and also for the NFL season, which is coming up in early September, but it's months away. Regardless, if you want to find yourself the best ticket tool with the best prices, go to SeatGeek, SeatGeek.com. And again, under promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, you get $20 off your order of $50 or more. Outstanding. All right,
Indeed.
let's get ourselves to the Garden State. All right. My New Jersey Devils. It's been kind of a roller coaster over the last 7 weeks. They lost 11 out of 9 shortly before the Four Nations break. I went to see them live. I took my niece to her first New Jersey Devils game in January. It was actually like the last episode. It was right after the last episode we recorded. Took her to see against the Ottawa Senators. This team has a goal scoring problem.
Yeah.
And
Timo
for as many players that they've signed or drafted on this team that can score plenty of goals
Hell, even traded.
or traded for, like Paul Cotter.
Timo
I
Meier.
thought he was going to have a guy. I thought he was going to be
Meier.
a guy. Yeah, I thought he was going to be a guy who would contribute with key goals. Stefan Nason has been pretty amazing. He set a career high in goals. But Timo Meier, my God, Timo Meier, where's the fuel, man? Like, he scored his first goal in over 6 weeks last night in Utah to put the Devils up 3. To put the Devils actually tied the score on an even strength goal. It was his first goal since January 27th. And he's supposed to be a top 6 forward. And the Devils gave him a boatload of money. They backed up with the brake trucks to keep him in New Jersey after they traded for him from the San Jose Sharks a couple of years ago for that
Jeez.
playoff run. That they beat the Rangers in the first round, but that thing got smoked by those jerks in Carolina in the second round. A gentleman's sweep. And I figured it would be a lot better last year, but never underestimate a team led by Lindy Ruff to be completely out of the loop when it comes to modern day NHL. But I will say this though, and in their funk awakening, and against Boston a couple nights after they got beat by Ottawa. Excuse me, I had to close my door a little bit. They put up 5 goals against Boston, and they lost Markstrom. They lost to get Markstrom for 6 weeks. He came back tonight, which is a good thing. Devils currently are scoreless. They just ended the first period in Vegas, so got him back just in time. But this is courtesy of Todd Cordell on Twitter. He's a reporter for his own website, Infernal Access. Infernal Access. Good job.
Yeah.
But he posted this on Twitter a couple days ago. And he was talking about how Jake Allen and Nico Dawes have filled in pretty admirably in the 10 games that after Jacob Markstrom suffered his knee injury. This is what he says. He says the Devils have played 10 games. This is before last night's game against the Utah Hockey Club. I think this was also 2 nights ago before they played after they played Colorado and got absolutely smoked in Colorado. By the way, actually, yeah, this is last. It was like right before they played Colorado, but the Devils have played 10 games since Jacob Markstrom's injury. This is on February 25th. They rank first in save percentage, first in high danger save percentage. I don't know what that is, and they've given up fewer goals than all but the Winnipeg Jets in that time. Between Jake Allen, and Jake Allen's having a pretty decent season, filling in for Jacob Markstrom. But here's his stats. Jake Allen is in 23 games. He's 9-13-1.
Hey,
but he's got 4 shutouts. And he's still 9-13-1. Problem being, the Devils can't seem to put the puck in the net when he's in goal. That's why he loses so much. And it was demonstrated against Colorado one night later when they were absolutely smoked by a score of 5-1.
I hope they fix their problem unlike John Cena's receding hairline.
Ooh.
It's just non-existent.
Yep. Nope.
You can't see it.
Too original. Well done, though.
Thank you. But last night they played in Utah. Got themselves a nice 3-1 win. Timo Meier finally scored a goal. Nico Dawes had a really solid game. And he got a shutout in Nashville a couple of games before. They got 5-0 win in Nashville against a really bad Nashville team that a lot of people thought were going to be Stanley Cup contenders, but I think they're going to be sellers towards the trade deadline, folks.
It should be sellers.
Good God.
Can you imagine Steve Stamkos in a New Jersey Devils uniform?
What's his contract like again?
I believe
right?
he has a
4 years,
2-year
$8
deal.
million.
4 years, $8 million.
Oh.
All right.
Oh,
4 years, $8 million a year.
ooh, on the cheap too.
Mm-hmm.
But the Devils are going to have some problems down the stretch, and I'll tell you why. Defensively, the Devils have also been banged up too. Nico Hischier was day-to-day for a bit, was put on long-term IR, but came back, played against Utah last night and scored a goal. So getting him back, Jacob Markstrom's coming back. Who else is coming back? Jonas Siegenthaler's coming back in about a week or so time, which is great because Luke Hughes injured has an upper body injury and left last night's game against Utah, and prognosis, at least at first hand, doesn't seem that very good.
Can we also talk about the stupidity that is the NHL injury report?
Oh my God, I was thinking the same thing when he said it.
Lower body, upper body. Like, Jesus, what are they trying to hide? Hey, you lost a finger.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you got kicked in the nuts too dang hard.
Hey, look, Brock Lesnar cut off his own toe to wrestle in the state championship.
Do we need to talk about Ronnie Lott?
Yeah, did he
Hall
cut
of
his
Famer,
finger?
Cut off his
Ronnie
own finger.
Lott.
Yep, cut
Yeah,
off his own finger.
Yeah, it was against Dallas. Yeah, I remember that. It was a playoff game against Dallas.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So they're getting healthy at the right time. Again, Markstrom's back tonight. Eric Holla, he came back to the roster after 4 Nations. And it was kind of a blessing in disguise when these guys got injured. When Holla and Markstrom got injured. Actually, Holla played in the 4 Nations. I forgot he played in 4 Nations. So he was back before 4 Nations break. But my niece had been texting back and forth with me after she went back to school. We watched that Boston. We were both paying attention to the Boston game, and she's like, I sent her a text saying, "Yeah, Markstrom's injured. Doesn't look good." She goes, "Who hurt Marky?" Well, I think what happened was that his own defenseman shoved the Boston forward into him, and we don't know what happened from there. But no, they're getting healthy, and they've got a lengthy. This is a lengthy road trip for them out west. They played 2 home games. Played at home against Dallas and lost, and Actually, did they play at Dallas? Did they play? No, it was at home. That's a disappointing loss. Yeah, it was yeah. But they got some important games coming up, and you need some guys to pick it up. Nico will do his thing, but Timo Meyer, get that fuel back, man. Bottom six has got to step it up. Dawson Mercer's got to step it up. He's on a bridge deal. I think he's at 4 years, $4 million a year. The bottom six, they got to step it up. It's time to step it up. Bastion, looking at you. Curtis Lazar scored a goal finally. Again, I think he scored the game-winning goal against Utah last night. Nason's good in the power play. But and Thomas Tatar, what's he doing out there? I mean, I don't know what he's still doing out there. Tata. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting ride for the next month or so with this New Jersey Devils team. I'm kind of curious to see if they won't catch up. They won't catch up to Washington. Neither Carolina nor the Devils will catch up to Washington. However, I would like to see the Devils pick up their game in down the stretch, acquire some talent, get some help with bottom six scoring, especially because top six is doing their job, bottom six ain't. And you gotta leapfrog Carolina because you get home ice in the first round if you leapfrog Carolina and finish in front of them. Because you ain't catching Washington unless Washington falls off the map in a really bad way in March and into April. But I got some good feelings about this squad. The team in Utica, they started their year like over, fired their head coach. Now they're back in the playoff picture in the
No, they looked. I saw them play a couple weeks ago. They look great, and
they benefited. They swept this weekend. They swept this weekend. In 2 straight games, their opponents scored on their own goal.
That sounds about right.
No, this helped Utica win those games. So, but they're back in the playoff hunt. I think was it the top 12 or top 10 teams get in, Brian?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird how they do it. Because I remember Hartford last year was like the same boat. They were like dead in December, then all of a sudden are like a round away from the championship. I'm not sure how many teams it is, but it's a weird playoff structure.
So is it kind of like the NBA where the play-in round, opening rounds a play-in round, and they play top best of 5, then best of 7 throughout?
Yeah, it's something similar to that.
Similar to baseball in the NBA. Okay,
yeah.
So. But and my unfortunately, my hometown Adirondack Thunder, they're in a long road trip, and they're not the same team they were last year when they were an absolute wagon, and it was fun to watch them. This year, not so much, which is disappointing. But I guess that's how it is in the ECHL.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? So
what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? So that's how things are going in the Garden State right now. Shout out to the Prudential Center. My niece enjoyed her time in her first New Jersey Devils game, watching her guys, the Hughes brothers. She tried to buy a Luke Hughes jersey. Unfortunately, they didn't have one in stock. She was already wearing her Jack Hughes jersey, and she showed me a post. She actually showed me a poster or a flag she got, where it's the American flag, but it has all 3 Hughes brothers on it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You know,
I like that with the Chuck too. You know, with the Chucks, Chuck brothers,
beautiful.
Matthew and Brady right next to each. That's.
Are we gonna talk about the elephant in the room?
I'm right here.
No, not that.
Oh, that. Oh, sorry.
The elephant in the room. Our neighbors up north. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Sure, why not?
So, hey,
do we have to?
listen.
Painful.
Listen.
I bought in.
No, I didn't care who won at this point. I was hoping for a good game. We got a good game in the final, but
we did.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What was it, like 0.9 seconds into the first game, US and Canada? There were like 5 fights?
9 seconds, 3 fights.
3 fights. That's I bought in. That bought me in. Like I watched the first game. US played against failing. I'm like, all right, this is pretty fun. And then when the 3 fights happen, I'm like, I am all the way in right now on this. This is amazing.
Can we all come into agreement that politics should stay the hell out of sports?
Yes.
Like, for God's sakes, like Colin Kaepernick, thanks a lot, buddy. But
Yeah.
like, jeez. Like,
The only time politics is good in sports is if it's like the entire country coming together against the enemy, like the U.S.
Miracle on
hockey
Ice.
beat
1980?
the Soviets. Exactly. That's the only time. politics is good in
1980. Yep.
sports.
We just had
The
the 45th.
only exceptional example.
We just passed the 45th anniversary a week or so. Oh, about 8 days
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wanted to go
Freaking
there. That's a
nuts.
bucket list of mine. Go to Lake Placid and see the rink.
It's still beautiful. It's
I'm
still
sure.
a gorgeous place.
I'm sure it is.
But it's ridiculous, the fact it's like, listen, like, keep it as PG as possible, because this is a family show. Let's
Thank
be
you.
real here. It's a family show.
We
We're
try.
not in the
What kind of
department of BS
No, we're
in
not.
this regard, where anything goes. No. I find it hilarious, the fact that Canada decides to boo the United States national anthem. And by the way, they did the same thing at Elimination Chamber, which was in Toronto.
Why?
In
Lame.
Toronto. It's just like, my grandmother would always say, if you're pissed off about something that somebody says, there's some truth to it. That's it.
Oh yeah, it's my new this is my new ice shaker bottle.
Ooh, I like that.
Hey, General Electric would like that, by the way,
General Electric.
because they made the Gatling gun to the A10 Warthog.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
No, this is
Yes,
This was,
that is a real thing.
they have another one which is gray. I got the green one.
Wait,
There's-
it's like
But that company was founded by Chris Gronkowski, Rob's brother.
Yeah.
wow.
But the Gatling gun of the A10 Warthog was made by General Electric. So, fun fact of the day by Staniel Smooth. Anyway, so
GE, we bring good things to war.
I make things that spin.
Pew, pew, pew. That's what I'm
it-
doing right now.
I don't know.
Hey.
Hey.
There you go.
That's what I've been
But
playing
that
this
too.
entire time.
I think it's ridiculous. The
today.
fact I think it's just stupid because this whole situation is pointless and stupid.
Yeah.
We came here as fans to enjoy a great hockey tournament, round robin tournament, but a great tournament nonetheless. It should be a every 4 years. It should be a tradition.
I was going to ask you guys because I wrote an article on Belly Up Sports, and I also rehashed it last Tuesday on the OG show. Next year's the Olympics, so we got time to plan our revenge, and I think they're going to run it. I
And
think they're
Russia's
gonna run
involved too, right?
No, I don't.
No, I think they're
Not yet.
both. I think they're doing the OAR again,
Oh, okay, fine, whatever.
Look, if
which is
can Russia
stupid.
can NHL athletes play for them? Because that's all that matters.
I really don't know. Actually, no. Wait, I'll do the research. 2026.
I think they are. Yeah, I
would
think they're
hope
allowed
to be able
this year.
to play under that. Like it
I
sucks
think
it's not
they
Russia,
are,
but at least
yeah.
it's something.
Please hold.
Holding.
There are 12 teams at the tournament, and yes, Russia will be playing this year. Okay,
Cool.
good.
There we
They're
go.
okay. So here are the groups. Here are the groups. Group A: Canada, Sweden, Switzerland, Italy. That'll be a
course
nice pass
Canada's
for
Group A.
That'll be. I don't know. Switzerland's going to be a good team. I think.
Oh,
I think it'll
yeah.
be better than people think. They usually play people tough. Group B: Finland, Germany, Czechia, Denmark.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
Denmark. Sorry, Denmark.
Germany's been good.
Germany's solid hockey nation now. Denmark, nice try. Italy's in because they're the host nation. They always get the host nation gets an automatic qualifier. Group C,
What?
Russia. Group C, Russia, United States, Slovakia, Latvia.
No way. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes. That's the group of death right there. If it was
Yeah.
the World Cup.
That's like the 2000. That's like, what is it? The Metro
2014
Division,
all over
the last
again.
10
Let's bring
years.
Yeah, no, I was thinking TJ
Let's
Oshie
bring back
2.0. Let's
TJ
go.
Oshie. Yes.
Just
Yeah.
screams Freebird. Like
Oh, they
every
better play
NASCAR
Freebird
event
at
ever.
2026. They better play Freebird. I better say the
Oh.
goals.
Oh, hold on.
What's Group D?
Hold on. There's no Group D. There's only 12
Oh, it's
teams.
not.
But here's a caveat. There's a footnote on Wikipedia. The participation of Russia, this is a quote, by the way. The participation of Russia is not yet confirmed and depends on if the team is allowed to return to the IIHF championship program. If Russia is banned, France,
Oh, come
What?
on.
as the highest ranked second place team from the final Olympic qualification
What?
round.
We all can
Well,
agree that like Russia should be
join-
in, right? We're all in agreement on that.
course.
I'm in
Of course.
agreement here too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Can't have
We're no-
serious
we're no-
there.
We're no stooges of the regime, but yeah, we want Russia in.
Here's the
Well,
thing.
I hate the regime in Russia. I'll
Here's
go
the
on
thing.
record saying that.
No,
This just
here's
in,
the
we've been
thing.
banned from Russia.
This is
Oh no.
Okay,
Oh well,
so
what are we gonna do?
it's like I don't get the Olympics. I don't get the Olympic Committee half the time because they won't allow Russia to compete in the Olympics or the Winter Olympics the previous time before. But they
Not-
will let a oh my god, I'm gonna tread down bad waters here, but
He cracked his knuckles. You know it's serious.
Yeah.
but the Olympic Committee will also allow, a woman who looks like Brock Lesnar competed in women's sports. Logic.
Fair.
What was
But
that
here-
Dave Chappelle bit?
Well,
Let's
here's
say LeBron James joins the WNBA.
oh gosh.
What does he or let's say
I'm watching
LeBron
every
James
single
becomes
game. I'm watching every single game.
I'm watching every game too, but let's say LeBron James magically becomes a woman. Does he stay in the NBA or does he have to join the WNBA where he would score 840 points a fucking game?
Say it
How
right.
does it-
NBA?
Yeah, but you see my point though. It's like
I get your point.
Get
Yes,
your
I get
consistency
point.
right, please.
I get you. But Russia has been not allowed from the last couple Olympics, not because of what's happened of the conflict in Ukraine.
No.
Let's not get it twisted, but because of their doping scandals.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Didn't that Russian figure skater? She was like what, like 14 or something? She tested positive.
Everybody's testing positive.
I know, but this was like at the last Winter Olympics. She was like in the running for a gold and then failed the steroid test like at the Olympics.
Can we also be real here? A majority of those Olympic athletes take some kind of
Oh,
steroids.
definitely. Yeah,
A
Under
majority.
prescri-
Have you
under-
seen the
under
powerlifting
prescri-
teams?
they have to be, dude.
Have to be.
Have
There's
to
no
be.
way. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like,
But,
I
yeah,
managed to
but-
successfully lift 365 on a bench press.
Hey.
Good for you.
I managed to successfully do that, granted, for one.
Hey,
but
It
you
still
did.
counts.
What matters?
A wrap.
it still fucking counts. But but I can't imagine you're bench pressing 400, 500 freaking pounds. You're not taking steroids. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. There's no way.
Yeah. But Four Nations, yes, absolutely. You know, again, we talked about this on last week's show when we came back from our break. Every 4 years. It has to be a year before the Olympics. And
Mhm.
they should alternate the last two teams. So keep it Canada, keep it United States, because it's the North American tournament. I think next year they should hopefully if everything works out with the conflict, it ends in peace. So we don't extend this B. Russia replaces Finland.
I agree.
Yep, I
Because
agree.
Sweden's good in hockey.
Mhm.
Well, not only that, because the way the population in hockey goes, it's Canada, United States, Sweden, Russia. Russia has the fourth most players playing in the NHL right now,
Yep.
and it only makes sense that they play in the Four Nations tournament.
I mean, I
Correct.
wrote a piece a few weeks ago about like what a baseball version of Four Nations would look like, and I just did that. I'm like, okay, what four countries have the most baseball players? That's the four countries. So it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
what United States, Japan, Dominican Republic,
No, it's
DR.
United States, DR, Venezuela, and then Puerto Rico is its own in baseball.
Well, I would include Japan just because.
Right, but I was doing it for what the
Also
rule of,
known
like,
as
active MLB players.
Understood.
There's only 11 Japanese active
But
MLB players.
I was gonna say the 2025 Los Angeles Dodgers would be
Oh,
in the Four Nations.
can we
of
get a
baseball.
salary cap in baseball, please, for the love
And a
of
floor.
mankind?
No,
Cap and a
no,
floor,
we need a
please.
salary floor. And by the way, it looks like it's going to be we're going to have a lockout after the 2026 season.
Good.
Stop.
Screw 'em. Screw 'em. I'm sorry. Screw 'em.
We knew this was happening the last time they had a lockout.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Moving on to the wild card race, which we talked about the last time we recorded, and it's just got even it's heated up even more, especially in the Western Conference. So let's take a look at the standings. In the Eastern Conference, in the Atlantic, Toronto, Florida, Tampa, those are your top 3 teams right now, who are all on heaters. Tampa's won their last 8 in a row. Toronto, currently in first place, has won their last 5 in a row. Florida has won their last 3 in a row. First and second are separated by 1 point. Third and first are separated by 4 points. In the Atlantic, let's go to the Metro. Washington, 84 points. Nobody's catching up to them unless there's a giant fallout with Washington.
Carolina's to fall
It's
from
not
map.
coming.
Carolina's in second with 74 points. New Jersey, 72 points, third place. Then you get the wild card. In that first spot, the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Good for them.
What an
Honestly,
for them.
good
Such
for
a good
them.
Story.
What an inspirational story, gentlemen.
This is gonna be a 30 for 30
68
one day.
Has to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, 22 games remaining. There's 68 points. They've been an absolute heater in the last month and last 7 weeks since we recorded. They're 6-3-1 in their last 10. Detroit is right behind them, and they played each other yesterday. So Columbus leapfrogged Detroit for that one spot in the wild card, but Detroit is still hanging on with 66 points. Third place, and then it goes like this: Ottawa, Boston, both tied with 64. Ottawa holds that spot because they have 2 more wins than Boston. Montreal still hanging in there, 63 points. New York Rangers, 62. Philadelphia, 62. The Islanders, 61. And then bottoming out are the Pittsburgh Penguins with 58 points, and Buffalo. Yeah, it was fun.
Which is weird because from 8 to 3, the Metro is a dogfight.
It
Yeah.
is.
It's
However, Buffalo's only played 58 games. But they're still Buffalo, so
they can't have anything right. I'm sorry, they can't.
the Pagulas have not done anything right since they bought the Sabres.
Mhm.
Why'd you hire
Jeez.
Lindy Ruff as your head coach? Good God. We
Well,
saw it
that's
moving
just
in New
that's a
Jersey.
league-wide problem.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. That's just not the same.
We
That's
saw
everybody.
this movie in New Jersey. We could have warned you, Pagulas, but you didn't listen.
Ken
Central-
Hitchcock got a job at the Oilers not that long ago. Okay,
That's
let's
true.
be
He
real.
did.
Yeah.
That's true. Let's go to the Western Conference, Central Division. Winnipeg, nobody's catching up to them.
Nope.
88 points. They currently are in the first spot of that of the presidential race, President's Cup race. I think they just won. They lost in overtime recently. But before that, they had, I think, an 11-game win streak. Those were,
That they should avoid the President's Trophy at all
Their
costs.
last 10 is 8-1-1.
yeah, they're 8-1-1 their last 10. Dallas in second with 78 points. Minnesota right behind them, 74 points. Pacific Division, it's going to be a dogfight here too. Vegas currently in first place with 76 points. Edmonton's right behind them at 74. Los Angeles Kings, 70.
The Kings
Edmonton-
are really good.
The Kings are good, but they always find a way to meet Edmonton in the first round. The last
I
2
don't know how
seasons
they
they
do
met
it.
Edmonton in the first round, and they've lost both.
Which is
times.
weird because they're better. Because outside of McDavid and Drysdale, they're better than the Oilers.
They are.
Which
Absolutely,
is
they are.
strange.
But you got 2 of the highest scoring players in the NHL. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Oh my God.
Wild card race. Colorado is actually 2 points behind Minnesota for third place in the Central. They have 72 points, so they're in the bubble when it comes to the top 3 seeds. But right now they have the first wild
The
card
Avs
spot.
are weird this year.
Followed by the Calgary Flames at 65
enough.
points.
Yeah, weird.
Which is a weird team. Vancouver's right behind them with 65, but Calgary has a game in hand. Calgary has a 1 win over them. Vancouver is 27, 22, and 11.
They should be
11
so much
overtime
better.
losses. And
They should be so much better.
and Quinn Hughes is out for, I believe he's out for with an injury still, so he's
He's
returned to
out
the
for
team.
a while.
He was supposed to come play for the USA, but in the championship game of the 4 Nations.
Oh my
but
God, that was
That whole,
Can I have a
that whole
serious question?
scenario
Crazy
was
12
just
hours
weird.
that was.
Can I have a Canucks question for you guys?
Sure.
In what way, shape, or form did they think Rick Tocchet was the long-term answer to this team? Because let's be honest here. Rick Tocchet is good for a year and a half, maybe 2.
Oh, did I
and
tell you
then-
this? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
And then the rest of the time he's there, you just want him canned. I don't know why he got the job at the Canucks.
In his defense, that team's been battling injuries this year. They've also been battling internal locker room turmoil
No,
between
you're
Elias
right.
Pettersson and JT Miller. So they trade JT Miller, and maybe that was supposed to be the spark that got them going. But right now they're tied for the last wild card spot there, but they're left out because they have one less win than Calgary.
Demko's been
Henderson
hurt
seemed
all
he's
year.
Fully committed
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, Thatcher Demko's been hurt all year.
Yep, that's part of the problem too.
They got no goaltending.
They have
nothing.
no goaltending. So, continuing on, right after Calgary and Vancouver, St. Louis Blues, new coach bump with Jim Montgomery in hand and
Yeah.
at the helm.
Mhm.
They've shot up the ranks.
That won't last long, though.
No,
We'll see. We'll see.
That
Leave
won't
it
last
out here.
long.
they're even out
But-
here.
Right behind them with 63 points, the Utah Hockey Club. I'm rooting for them to make the playoffs.
Hell
Just
yeah.
because
Yeah,
I
no,
want to
that'd be
see
fun.
I want to see what that looks like. That playoff atmosphere looks like for the
Insane.
And is there any better way to grow a new fan base than by just making the playoffs your first year? Like that's gonna
Instead
get attention.
Instead of towels, they would just use Bibles.
There you go.
look at Book of Mormon. Thank you.
Book of
Uh,
Mormon things.
And then the rest,
Shut
the
up, Dan
rest-
Aykroyd.
and then the rest of the wild card scenario looks like this: Anaheim 59 points. They're not going anywhere.
Nope.
They're sellers at the deadline.
Yeah.
Seattle Kraken. We hardly knew ye.
Here,
56
the
points.
Kraken confused me too because I think the Kraken should be a lot better than where they are.
I mean, they have a first-year head coach, so they're playing in a new system.
Bilesma, no.
I got a question about the Kraken too. How much do you think the early success that Vegas has influenced their decision making? Like, do you think there's like an expectation that they need to
They,
do
cha-
something
they, had,
similar?
they had to change the rules for the expansion because of what happened with Vegas.
I think the Kraken have good pieces, but Matty Beniers is stupid good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy you build a team around. Brandon Tanev's still pretty good. Like, they have pieces there. Like, it's Joey Decord, good young goaltender too in Decord.
Yeah, Joey Decord is a good goaltender.
The rest of I think they need another really good offseason. And Shane Wright is not that bad. He's at his up and
Oh,
down.
Shane Wright is starting to. Shane Wright, after the first couple, after being in Coachella Valley for most of his first 2 seasons, which was warranted, considering he was so disappointed in the Montreal Canadiens. He gave him that look after Seattle drafted him.
Third overall too.
He needed to have some humbling.
He was 4th.
Oh, it was 4th? Okay,
He was
I
still
was
a
wrong.
4, yeah.
He needed to have some humbling, and there's rumblings that Jared McCann might be joining the New Jersey Devils, but that's neither here nor there.
So,
all right,
yeah, McCann's good, Stevenson's good, Schwartz, Bjorkstrand, like they have talent. It's just like they might need another offseason away.
they just need to retool and get the right pieces in there. They'll be back to their form from
Thankfully.
2 seasons before.
Thankfully, the Seattle sports market is not as brutal as it is here.
They're
Be thankful.
they're loyal to the end, but they are very forgiving.
Oh, jeez, I said Pete Carroll.
Although they still haven't forgiven David Stern for promising them a basketball team after they went to the season.
I mean, that's-
Supersonics went to.
Let's be real.
Oklahoma City.
Expansion's coming in the NBA down the road.
It
You
is.
never know.
Oh, yeah.
Of course
Has
it
to
is.
be.
Of course it is.
Has to be.
LeBron's been talking about for years that he wants to own the team in Vegas. Like, as soon as he retires, that's coming.
Yep.
Let him. Anyway, so after Seattle, you have the bottom of the bottom. The very disappointing Nashville Predators, 49 points. Chicago Blackhawks, 43 points. And the San Jose Sharks, 39 points. They are currently in the catbird seat for the draft lottery when that happens. I believe night one in the Stanley Cup final. So
If you're
this
Chicago, what's your deal going into this deadline? Like,
Sell,
They traded
You're really
Seth
sellers,
Jones,
but like
so-
you gotta
Sell-
get some talent around for Bedard.
sell
He's so
everything
heavy.
except for Bedard. That's what you do.
Okay.
Get as much draft capital, get as much cap space as you can. Because
Their cap situation's weird, though, right?
I
Well,
think
yeah, because
so.
they had to take salary from that.
the Jones
was it-
contract.
No, not the Jones contract.
Taves,
besides
right?
The Jones, besides the Jones contract, they also had that. They also took a bunch of money from that. What was it? Martin Netjes trade?
Oh,
The Martin
yeah,
Netjes
yeah.
deal?
And for
Yeah.
and the one that sent Rantanen over to Carolina, and
They
got
might
them like
trade
a
him
third
again.
round pick. You get a third round pick, a box of hockey pucks, and get to retain this player's salary.
Have
and
fun.
a container of like tennis balls. The one with the little lid
Yeah.
slices your wrist open the second you open it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, the racquetball. Yeah, the racquetball cover.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Racquetball
terrible.
containers. Ugh.
Terrible. That's like being a Sharks fan.
Oh.
Oof.
Speaking of want to cut your wrists. All right, gentlemen. Gone over about an hour and change. Sorry. Had to do it.
You know what? Dark. I love it.
All right, let's go around the room. Let's plug our stuff. Brian, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at BrianPG1016. Always tweeting out my articles from Belly Up Sports and Rising Apple over there. You also find me on my other show I do with my co-host Nate, the 3010 Podcast on YouTube. We should have an episode coming out this Tuesday, previewing the AL and NL West.
All right, Mr. Smooth.
You can find me at Staniel Smooth on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads, and TikTok. Excuse me, and at Time to BS Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the show for more Department of Nonsense content like this one. Time to BS, the Staniel Smooth Show, and Seahawk Sessions returning soon. Also, a new edition of BS Sessions coming soon. So, more stuff will be coming down the road.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
And of course, you can find No Credentials Required on these little places here: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube. Just search for No Credentials Required, and also find more of our podcasts and articles on BellyUpSports.com. On the podcast side, you can subscribe to our podcast, whether it be the OG podcast or this little humble podcast, the 3 Reels Metro Hockey Podcast, on these platforms here above, and on Twitter and on YouTube. Hit that notification bell just so you get notifications on when we go live. We might get this going with the 3 Reels Metro Hockey Podcast. We might still do it live. Gotta find out when these guys are available though. But we're having a fun time tonight on YouTube and on the Twitters, talking all things Metro hockey and NHL hockey and period. So yeah, we'll be back again hopefully next week. We'll find out a good time and day when we can record or go live. But in the meantime, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for joining us on the 3 Reels Metro Hockey Podcast, a No Credentials Required hockey podcast. No Credentials Required podcast. We are brought to you by Belly Up Sports. And a reminder, watch the gap and also keep your head up for pucks in the corners. We'll talk to you again very, very soon. Where's the scream?
Ah!
There it is.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.